Right? I'm like a little hungry, not gonna lie. Okay, so what do you want to see in game 2, my friend?
That's a good question.
Right.
I'm curious if we're gonna get the same openers.
I
Um,
honestly did not like the draft from IO era. I feel like it was a bit one-dimensional. Like
mhm.
we saw how it could work, but they just kind of got like rolled in the lane so hard, like especially bot side.
I would like to see something a little more active mid from
Yeah,
them.
right. Because like they had the last pick Viper too, and that was what they decided to count. Oh, was it last pick Viper? Or was it last pick Lifestealer? I think it was last pick
It was
Lifestealer.
last pick, last stealer, second to last pick Viper.
But they saw. I don't know. I don't really like the. Okay, but we're into game 2. I didn't really like the draft, but maybe they obviously they might know better than me about their own game plan. But we're gonna have to see what they bring out. Maybe they switch up their strats. It's always on the losing team to kind of adapt. We saw BBA give Team Injoker a taste of their own medicine in game 2. Let's see if that happens for IO Era and Takes 3 to Tango. This time it will be Takes 3 to Tango with first pick, and on the Dire side they actually picked Dire, and IO Era are going with second pick.
Do you ban Mars?
They did not. They have not banned yet. They banned Tinker.
No, I know. I mean, I'm curious if they ban Mars.
I don't know. Oh, they do ban
They
Mars.
do.
Yeah. Ooh.
Number one analysis.
Yeah.
Analyst NA.
NA.
And you can see it messed up their opening. They might go into reserve time on the first pick.
No, but I'm sure they have like more than one opening plan. Like, surely they must have expected this, right? Like after.
Oh yeah. I
Okay.
maybe they I don't know.
No, maybe that's just like their main strat, right? And then they're like thumbing through the like what
They're
other
going through
strat
the
do we want.
folders.
Yeah, they gotta bring the papers.
We got a file cabinet. It's labeled opening strat, secondary strats, and he's just like running his fingers through it right now. Pulls out the file that says, "You still pick Phoenix?"
Yeah, we'll have to see. Gonzo definitely putting out a standout performance in that game, but they out for the bench pause one. We've seen this in a lot of these games as a support, but I'm still of the opinion that it's a better position 3. And the Spirit Breaker Sand King.
No, I love this opening. It's so aggressive. Now, I don't know how you lane it, but
Yeah, no. So the thing about IO Era that I didn't like from the first draft, right, is that it felt like their lanes were weak. Even though they had the nice Sand King Skyrife lane, right, it doesn't really
Yeah.
enact into like a really winning lane, especially since he went for the Sandstorm, right, and then that kind of allowed Spectre to do whatever he wanted. Yeah,
but
sure,
this shows me that they have a game plan right now. I mean, that was so quick.
Right. That must have been a snap pick. Like maybe they just thought that okay, and it's true, right? Because the Sand King, he didn't really have anyone to go in with him. Everything kind of relied on his stun, and he had to build a blink first. So even though he did have a decent lane, he kind of got channeled into that like failed blink gank, and that's where it all started going downhill. Now he has a Spirit Breaker to give him vision and be the first one to go in alongside with him.
And
So-
you got schooled by one T governor today on the strength of the Spirit Breaker. Do you still do you agree with his analysis?
I literally tweeted that as a meme, and then he gave me like a full-on insight. I'm gonna have to pull it up. Okay, let me pull this up. I think it's quite insightful actually. But yeah, let's take a look at what Mr. T Gov. For those of you who don't know, T Gov, a very very reputable analyst and former coach and a big man on Spirit Breaker. So there's a Dota Buff article that said, "Is Spirit Breaker the worst hero in Dota?" And T Gov had this to say: the issue with the hero is not the skill set; it's finding a place to enable the scaling and aggression. It can scale, but it's like what fourbeats just mentioned, right? Like, how is the team gonna utilize him and get him to that point? Because in the early stages, he's really weak, and it's gonna feel really bad if you're charging up and you don't do enough damage.
So maybe Sand King is the answer.
Yeah, they banned out the Void Spirit, so just not wanting to deal with that on the side of Dog. But yeah, that Dog Void Spirit was something else. Didn't have the best lane against a Viper, of course, but still managed to make magic happen around the map, and that's definitely what you want from your mid laner. In response, there's a Winter Wyvern ban and a Silencer ban. Okay, it makes a bit of sense because I understand the Silencer ban, not so much the Winter Wyvern, but the Silencer basically makes it so that if you go in on Spirit Breaker and Sanking, that's an instant pick off on anybody. Like, you can't save with the Venge. You can't like counter initiate the Pango. It's just like one kill for sure. So that might be what they're guarding against. Also, you never really want to go on top of a Silencer, and that kind of makes your laning really difficult.
Do you think
Yeah.
do you think they're setting up for a Morphling pick?
Who? Uh,
Takes Tree to Tango.
I couldn't tell you, to be honest, but Morphling looks pretty good here because of the Sand King Morph. Of course, they ban out the Life Stealer, respect ban to PK, which is quite impressive. You know, he had quite a good performance. They ban out the Ember, so I Arrow making sure to tick all the boxes this time. They're probably not gonna let Storm Spirit go as well.
Yeah, yeah. It appears that someone on Takes Tree to Tango is
Dog.
probably good at these spirit heroes.
I think it's really cool that in these like elites, right, we see sometimes the drafters might not necessarily be the pos 5s of the supports. We've seen drafters from the off lane, we've seen drafters from the mid lane, and on Take 3 to Tango, the drafter is actually their carry player too. So that's always like nice to see, right? Because, you know, in the pro scene maybe it's a bit more limited, just because of how much you need to focus on. But in these, you know, like everyone can kind of try their hand at drafting, and it's fun.
Yeah, some Eternal Envy strats coming out.
Yeah, but unlike Eternal Envy, he's actually successful and wins games. So
Yeah.
right, there's a bit of a difference there. But Terrorblade banned out. I kind of get this because they don't really have a good way of dealing with illusions right now. They have magic damage in the Sand King, but it's not nearly enough to pump through before he gets, you know, the Sunder off.
I'm calling it. I think we're gonna see a Morphling here. Not this pick, but it's coming.
Okay, I'm a Witch Doctor player. And I like
Okay.
Witch Doctor because you never want to start a fight as Witch Doctor, but you have a setup, absolutely. And then basically you have people to keep them there while you Death Ward and Maledict, and Pango is not a good laner. Pango is not a good laner. You can bully where Witch Doctor thrives is at the sweet level 3 mark. You get 2 points in Maledict or 2 points in your stun. And this kind of plays into the Witch Doctor a bit, but with the with the Stampede, they're not gonna have to worry too much about this Witch Doctor. I think it's actually gonna be a Pango 4 and Centaur War Runner off lane. And I guess in this case it's gonna be a Venge 5. The Tiny is most definitely a carry. I don't think they're gonna put him at off lane at this point. So Maledict is really good against these tanky heroes because it takes them down based on like it can really take them down in the lane. But yeah, Jug, what do you think about this one?
I don't know if I necessarily like the Jug here, just because you see these 2 strength cores. I'm not, and I mean, I guess there's enough damage coming out from IO Air that maybe he doesn't care. I just don't know if Omni Slash does enough against like Centaur and Tiny. But but again, like you said, like there's so much damage, there's so much setup from IO Air. I don't, maybe he doesn't care.
I just don't like Juggernaut as a pick. And the OD ban again, you're madman. But I will say that OD is a really good counter to literally every single hero on the side of oh sorry, OD actually yeah, OD is good for both teams actually. Because you kind of want to just like go in, right? But like OD can just save one person like so easily. And then the fight can turn because they both have good counter initiation.
I think this showed to me that it might be a Tiny safe lane, and they're setting up for a good mid lane hero though.
That's true. Beats with his OD mid prediction. So what is opened up with this OD ban, you think?
I don't know. All the heroes that I think OD kind of opens up are gone. I mean, I guess it opens up the Tiny to play mid. But I think you would. Everything I've seen has shown me that you would ban the OD before you pick your mid hero. So
right.
I don't necessarily know what they're setting up for here. Maybe they want to go like
10 seconds to pick.
Yeah, look, all the
wild
spirits
out and go
all the
DK
spirits
here.
all the spirits banned out Lamau. Okay, wait. If you go wait, hear me out. If you go DK, You literally
You're
just go
unkillable.
mid Sand King. You go mid Sand King, and then IO Era picks fucking Timbersaw. And you lose the game.
Okay, okay.
This is
That's
a
true.
juicy Timbersaw lineup if I've ever seen one. And Timbersaw is just the right amount of endless damage you need to cut through all these like tanky
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Timbersaw gets swapped, he doesn't care. Timbersaw gets Rolling Thunder, he doesn't care. You don't have enough burst to kill this guy, especially if he gets a mid farm.
Sand King mid, Undying off lane. That would be hype.
Undying
Against this-
off lane.
Against these three strength heroes.
Nah,
that are
nah.
gonna be
The
coming
reason
out.
why I say the reason why I say against Undying offlane and I suggested Timber is because one big aspect is the armor.
Mhm.
Because with the Pango and with the Venge, you can really reduce the armor, and there's a lot of magic and physical burst from the side of Tiny. So Necrophos is the final. Necrophos is a good ban here.
Yeah. I think they're gonna pick another strength hero here.
They're gonna need to but they're gonna need to pick a mid on the side of IO Era who can pump in some damage, because right now it's just the Witch Doctor follow up, right? The Jug is not gonna be involved every time his Omni Slash is down. So you need a mid that can get active and fight as often as this Sand King and Spirit Breaker want to, because the Sand King and Spirit Breaker can just go, right? But like your Death Ward cooldown, your Omni Slash cooldown is really holding you back. You kind of want somebody. Obviously, a Spirit is ideal, but they ban that out themselves. But that's in recognition of their own lack of catch, which could get really scary for them.
Is Jug forced to go Scotty here?
Jug is forced
I don't
to
think
go.
he.
No, Jug.
I don't think he can go Ags here. It doesn't really give him anything.
Alternatively, the Spirit Breaker can go Spirit Vessel. It's not that bad because they don't really have a natural
Okay.
perch. He can go the Jug. I'm thinking like, I don't know whether you go Diffuser. Diffuser's kind of like manic. Queen of Pain ban, final one for takes 3 to Tango. Very good
Interesting.
Queen of Pain game because she just doesn't care. Like she can blink away from the Omni, she gets gone on, but like eventually she gets the spell block if it gets to that point, and it's just not fun. Doesn't care about Witch Doctor, can like kite this, can make like the life of any mid laner hell. I like the Necro Band though.
I like a Death Prophet for IO Era here.
Puck is their pick. Yeah, there's no like silence.
I
They
lo-
can't. Yeah, Puck is good. Puck is good.
Okay.
Okay, Zeus. That's very interesting, but also, pretty cool, because you can just kind of make like it's like literally global strat. I'm surprised. I'm honestly surprised with this Juggernaut pick. I'm not really sure what they plan to do with it, but we'll have to see what the plan is. We saw PK kind of like just fulfill the role of just like auto attacking people. Maybe that's what he kind of wants to go for. Kind of seems to favor these like invulnerability carries that have some way of like saving themselves. But against the Venge swap and like, like there's gonna be a Puck silence. You're gonna need like Manta. It's not gonna be cute. But we have to see
I'm
whether
very curious what his build is this game.
yeah. Who do you think wins this draft?
On paper, I like Takes 3 to Tango's draft a little better. I think it can take a team fight a lot easier, but I think IO Error is so aggressive here. I think it's going to be hard to deal with this amount of aggression.
Yeah, I think a lot of what's gonna happen is gonna come down to this. Excuse me. Yawning a little bit here. I have not slept. Sorry, everybody. But it's gonna come down to the lanes. If this Zeus gets danced on by the Puck, it should be pretty okay for the Zeus. But it's just about like the Centaur and like the Tiny, right? If they can get off to good start in the side lanes, they can start jumping this Zeus without any fear. And then
5
that's-
wins in a row. We saw this one last time.
yeah, is he gonna make it 6? Wait, no, this doesn't count. Yeah, this doesn't count. This one doesn't count. But yeah, Lil Boxy with the very beautiful Venge set. Love that. But yeah, we're into game 1. Oh, sorry, not game 1. Game 1 of IO Era versus Take 3 to Tango is already over. Big fan of your Venge set. Yeah, dude. Nice. No one hears me. Very nice. Okay, but yeah, game 1 of IO Era and Takes 3 to Tango is already over. Went in favor of Takes 3 to Tango after a very dominant showing. And now we're into game 2. Early smoke to start Takes 3 to Tango out. They have 2, the drafter and the team leader, I assume, as their carry position 1 Tiny, Lil Bok Choi as their position 5 bench with a very beautiful set. Gonzo, Dirk Diggler on that Pango 4, Error 404 on that Centaur War Runner on the offlane, and last but not least we have Dog with standout performance on his Void Spirit on that part. We'll see whether he can replicate that beautiful. Oh, but they actually spawned out the ward here. Okay, nothing much is gonna happen. You wanna introduce IO era?
Yeah, so IO era, you got Emmy dies alone on the Zeus. You got Always Learning on the Sand King. You have
DZ
Neutral
Bug,
Creep
DZ
Hotel.
Bug. His name is
Oh yeah,
DZ.
you're right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I didn't see the dot. You got Neutral Creep Hotel on the Spirit Breaker, the interesting pick for this game.
Yeah.
You've got Shang-Chi on the Witch Doctor, and to round things out, you've got PK on this Juggernaut.
Shang-Chi sounds like a bit of a play on Shang-Chi. I don't know whether that's what he intended, but Boxy actually manages to snatch that rune from under DZ Bug's nose. This is the bit of the dicey part, right? Because you run back on this bench and you're like, okay, you gotta waste your time and try and come and kill me. And yeah, he recognizes he can't get it off in time, especially since he went Greater Bash level 1. So nice
Greater
wards. I really like these wards setup, but once again, Emmy must know that there's a ward somewhere here, but it's a bit far back, so the sentry could miss it. We're gonna have to see the last hits right now. I can't press last hits for some reason. It's E. No, it's not E. It is F. Yes. Okay. So yeah, they're pinging out the ward actually. So they kind of know. But yeah. Early spin onto arrow. This is what you want to do against the centaur before he gets all tanky. Just like hit him down. And who's on level 1? Doesn't really threaten PK that much. And a nice early aggression from the side of IO arrow, really forcing this centaur back. This is what you want to see from a Jug lane, a Jug Witch Doctor lane especially.
Yeah, Jug Witch Doctor is actually a pretty nasty combo with the Maledict.
Yeah.
Once he gets this Maledict, there's actually quite a bit of kill threat here.
Yeah.
Even against the Centaur.
No, that's exactly... Actually, I'll argue to say, right, I love to pick Witch Doctor against these tanky offlaners, Underlord, Centaur, because you can pressure them so early before they get tanky. Even the Timbersaw, the Maledict, it's just not something they can stand and fight against. And tagged on with that, like the Jug damage from the spin, he might even get it here. Oh, okay, he forces the shield crash out. That's pretty huge though, because he's a bit low on mana, can't really do much anymore. And once again, Gonzo does block this Morcam, but it manages to spawn, so hopefully we see a pull from Shang-Chi, because if not, it's gonna be the same situation where Arrow just kind of gets a free like wave into his tower, as we see here. Like, he's just gonna hit level 2 with relative safety and not be under pressure from this Witch Doctor.
So in the top lane, do you think they can even, like, they have this really aggressive team comp, right? But I mean, this really aggressive lane, but can they even get kills?
They are not, as in, like your Spirit Breaker in the early game, you're not getting kills on top, especially since you have a similar, like, a hero that does a similar thing. I guess for them, they just kind of want DZ Bug to just farm up. They seem to be really like comfortable with the Sand King. Not something that worked out for them, but maybe it's because I think for them, they recognize that, oh, it kind of put us in a really big disadvantage because we had to make this Sand King rush a blink, right? Maybe he wants some other items so he doesn't get blown up immediately when he goes in. So with that Spirit Breaker, their initiation is a bit covered, and they have a bit more of a frontliner in the form of, or at least they can actually make things happen with the Jug, right? Because as the Lifestealer, you don't really want to do much unless you have a Sand King delivery. So yeah, I think this will free up DZ Bug's game. We're gonna have to see what adjustments he makes, because you know it didn't really work out for him out for him for the first time.
We just saw kind of what I was saying there though. Like you get the charge off, but like you're never gonna hit it.
Yeah.
Either you're gonna get messed up by the Venge, or you're gonna get messed up by the Tiny.
Yeah, it's just like almost everybody in the team doesn't care about your charge, right? Like one thing that T-Guff actually does on his Spirit Breaker, right, is for area stunts like this Hoof Storm, he will backpack his boots while he's charging just to mess up the Centaur's timing. And we actually see First Blood. I missed it. Should have expected it.
They might get two here.
Oh, and the stick. He even had the Fairy Fire in the back pocket, but that's huge.
Value.
And the self up. This is just a ton of events from the first game where, you know, Take 3 to Tango were able to get the better of PK in that bot lane. This time his aggression is what takes him. And this is why we're talking about the level 2 Maledict that completely destroys anybody in lane. You cannot stand up to this, especially such a potent lane partner like the Jug. Oh? And level 2 Maledict coming.
Again.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
He's dead. And that's the TP back. He's just gonna have to walk. It's shameful. But there's no choice. At least Arrow gets some farm, but this is huge for PK. He's off to a worrying start.
Like, not getting a level in Swashbuckle in a lane rear against Witch Doctor Jug.
Oh, he didn't?
No, it feels bad.
Wow, that is kind of... I gotta say, that's pretty greedy, not gonna lie.
I mean, I don't think he expected that much damage to be coming out.
Ooh, but Dog manages to snipe the courier. Was there anything important on it? I'm not too sure. I don't know how to check as well, but I'm just gonna assume maybe. Okay, wait. He manages to get the energy booster, so I assume he shipped it over from the store, and then probably got picked off on the way like back to base or something. But yeah, Arrow's gonna have a tough time laning now because this is the Witch Doctor effect, man. You cannot like walk up. If you walk up, you're just gonna get hit with Maledict. Yeah, he sees Arrow, but there's nothing much he can do. Just gets the pull off and yeah, and even chains the pull. Does he manage to get it? Oh, this is huge if he gets this. Okay, very nice from Shang-Ti. Just stellar Witch Doctor play. Right now, DZ Bug getting gone on. Oh, and the stun finishes him off. Lil Boxy with just that extra bit. Magic Missile level 2. I think it came off cooldown. Probably used it twice. But yeah, that's huge. Kind of shutting down this Sand King, not letting him do what he wants to do. Still at level 3. While this Tiny is like almost level 5. That is kind of unfortunate.
Both safe lanes going very, very well.
Yeah. The difference is that this Tiny can actually kind of like impact the map, right? Whereas we're not going to see this jug for a long time, or like every time Omni Slash is down. So we're going to have to look to this park to try and make moves onto this jug, because that's kind of where the difference will be. And I want to also say that, you know, as much as this Centaur's not having that great of a time, he just really needs his ult to like kind of impact the team fight a bit and help them out. Oh, as we see a stun going in and a Maledict down. Oh, and the bouncers. This is the 5-minute.
This should just be a kill. This is just a kill.
Yo, I'm a big Witch Doctor fan, and this is what you want to do every 5 minutes. You want to abuse this cannon creep because it just gives you so many bouncers. It's such an easy kill to make and kind of just lined up perfectly for PK over here. And he's so happy right now. Okay, gets another stun off. Doesn't have the Maledict, but Swashbuckle finally gets a level in it. Lil Boxy going over here to contest the Bounty Rune. Very big. And Arcane Rune. So we're gonna see a rotation to bot here. Not spotted out by IO Error, or maybe he's just going back for the Rune. Yeah, it seems like he's just gonna make his trip back to mid. Meanwhile, 2 is just farming away. Level 4 Sand King, not what you like to see.
Not fun.
You know it's like sad times, right? When your Caustic Finale doesn't even pressure out the opposing mid hero. Like, he can stand there, tank it, and whack you, and you take more damage.
He's got almost 1500 HP at 6 minutes into the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's going Echo Saber too, so he's going to be even more tanky.
Gotta say though, this Zeus is really farming pretty decently. I mean, of course, you're never really gonna stop a Zeus unless you dive him, and there isn't really any good rotation. Maybe Boxy is gonna try and change that. Now he's drawing an arrow, and the call in the preemptive breaks it. He still has both his abilities. He can go in here. Okay, and the stun lines up perfectly from Boxy. Very nice gank. You know, there's a ward, but at that point, very nice setup from Dog. Oh, okay, and as we see another kill onto this. Oh, but a turnaround from Gonzo. No mana though. He's not gonna be able to TP. He's baiting it a little bit. What's he trying to do right now? Okay. Okay,
He might
he's trying
be okay.
to get deny. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
he gets it,
wow.
he gets it. That was a bit close. Because the jug at face could have made it, but you know, he was just buying time. A bit of a curious stop, maybe even taunting PK over there, but you know, it works out for him, gets a deny, so denies the kill. Meanwhile, you know, we talked about how, you know, maybe this Spirit Breaker makes it so that you don't need to rush the blink. He's still, unfortunately, having to rush the blink. A bit too far behind to buy any other item, to be honest.
Yeah.
This kind of has to set up for his Zeus to make moves around the map. You know, I was just gonna talk about how this Zeus was actually farming pretty well, and they line up such a perfect kill on him. That slows him down greatly.
I'm curious what this jug goes, because this jug needs to be active. He's gonna go Maelstrom. I'm curious what he goes afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean, the game's really gonna be, I think, on his back with the way these lanes are going.
For sure. I think, I just want to point out this ward has been huge. Like, spotting out the rotations with Bara, which haven't come out because he's had to help so much, but it spots any potential stack that Zeus might have also, and then Puck can just come over and clean them up. Right now, it seems like a similar story where, you know, Emmy has a bit of a more static hero in mid, while, you know, Dog is just kind of trying to make moves on the map. It's, falling into a similar formula here. It's still, the biggest thing is still PK. If they can shut him down, it looks like Dog is posturing to try and do that. He has Dream Call up and beautiful vision. They can spot if any other reinforcements are coming in, but they know the jug is here alone right now. They're going to try and set up. They know they are not seen. Okay, wait, but they do see error into this tree line. Maybe could...
This is full health, full mana on jug, though.
Yeah, and also, the Spidey
probably
senses are
get it
tingling. They ping it. Maybe they think there's a ward, but very nice ward coverage over here. Spots out the Centaur posturing in the trees. You never ever do that because, you know, what are you scared about, right? Or what are you trying to do? So they make the read because there's no one defending me. It's pretty obvious. Yeah, meanwhile, the Zeus just happy farming away at stacks. Let's take a look at the net worth real quick. Tiny ahead as expected, followed closely behind by PK. And actually, interestingly, Era actually farming really well for someone who has 3 deaths.
Yeah, that is very surprising.
Yeah, let's take a look at the last hits and nice again. Actually, 40. He's above he's very close to the jug. And we see the charge go off on this. Doesn't amount to anything because at any point in time you can just literally turn around and stun him. He doesn't. Bot Choi doesn't care about that. Yeah.
I mean, we were kind of talking about this in the draft with we'll see here. As Jug goes in, uses the Blade Fury.
Okay, he has Omni.
He might be able.
He can turn an Omni.
I don't know if he can get.
He
can't
doesn't.
Get anything off.
He doesn't actually press his Omni. That is a bit strange.
I mean, he knows he can't kill. You don't want to waste the cooldown there, right? Because you can't kill the Centaur. There's no way you're killing a Centaur with Omni.
No.
Right.
I mean,
then you don't have it when you come back up.
Right, I understand that, but it's just the coil wave from Dog, uncharacteristic mistake from this player. We've seen him kind of nail these setups, but not managing to get that one. I mean, ultimately, it's a Witch Doctor. Yeah, I say shh, but did he get muted or something? Yeah, but ultimately, he, and manages to farm a stack as well. Very nice for him. But a bit strange from PK as well. We kind of saw him like this on Lifestealer as well. Maybe committing the Blade Fury a bit too early, trying to get a kill. Even though he knows he's like alone, it's a bit dangerous, but they're going on 2 here, but they don't have nearly enough damage. This Tiny already has an Echo Saber, 2k HP at 11 minutes, man. It's not fun. But Emmy dies alone, getting the damage in. Can they make any catch? Can't get vision for the charge, and he just walks away. Even if they do manage to charge, he's just gonna avalanche. And Neutral Creep Hotel has nothing much he can do. DZ Buck still 100 gold away from the Blink Dagger. We're gonna look to hopefully not get a repeat of game 1 when Smoke Gang just repeated like drastically fails, but that's gonna be their way back into the game, right? TP's bot to try and defend this tower against Era. I gotta say, real big props to Era. We saw the Mars offlane banned out, and we're beginning to see why this guy is just kind of a beast on the offlane, managing to keep up in farm even though he's against such a terrible lane. Like, you don't really see Centaur recover that well usually, but he's just been able to find the space on his own and make things happen.
Yeah, I think once you get the hood on this Centaur, like this, the potency of this Witch Doctor Juggernaut kind of goes away a little bit.
I guess so, but okay, and he stacks it for himself as well. Very nice. We might see some action at mid though. Gets the illusion rune. He can actually dispel this, but actually the wind up time is a bit too long. Emmy is gonna not die. Just actually gets out. Creep Hotel is the one to fall for it, but that's not what they wanted. They committed Coil and Rolling Thunder. That is a huge cooldown, and this Zeus gets away scot-free, still manages to farm. Yeah, the Neutral Creep Hotel laughing because he knows that's a pretty big deal. It just saved this Zeus a ton of hurt. So what do you think the Zeus build is? Do you go Aether Lens or do you go like X straight? What do you think? I'm more of the opinion that you go X straight, because if you get jumped, you die anyway, right?
I think you kind of need to go the eggs this game. I mean, he is going Aether. Maybe he notices something I don't, but like, I don't know. I kind of think you need the eggs. You need the damage.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I think you just need like you don't really have a lot of damage coming out from the rest of your team. Like this Witch Doctor, as terrifying as we talked about him being, he's gonna fall off. We see DZ Bug once again relegated to tower defending duty, which you're usually fine with as Sand King, but you just got your blink, bro. Like, you kind of need to make something happen.
Yeah, I do think the one benefit of the eggs is, I mean, the one benefit of the lens is that you have this this like super aggressive like Sand King Spirit Breaker,
yeah,
who are gonna be way far ahead of you.
Yeah, so you don't need to like really put yourself in risk, right? I guess that's his mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the X is kind of like a long shot, whereas like they're setting up a bit. Yeah, the Aether Lens is like a nice quality of life item, helps you get your farm continuously going as well because of the mana regen. Shang-Ti a bit in a risky position here. They actually commit the Rolling Thunder really early on. Tips DZ Buff.
He's gonna go all the way for it.
He's going in. Actually dodges the first kill, the first roll over, but Shang-Ti just gets completely smacked on both sides. One side a orb, one side a Rolling Thunder. The blink forward, actually gonna get a return kill. Misses the coil again. But I don't think it matters.
I don't think it matters,
DC Bug just falling and gone so. Okay, wait,
he's
gonna
commit charge for this as well?
Yeah, he dies.
Wow.
But I think he dies for it. because there's a toss. The Puck doesn't have mana, but he has more than enough damage. Actually goes for the use first. Once again, perhaps recognizing the only way that he dies is if he gets caught out by a chain of disables, and the use is just what he needs to break that up. Meanwhile, we see PK with his Maelstrom completed, going into the Manta style, just pushing out the top lane. We see this from time and time again, just trying to get the most out of map, away from his team. Oh, okay, but he can just spin TP. But yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't bother. He knows there's no Rolling Thunder, so he's just content to walk away. Meanwhile, mid is being pressured by Dog. I gotta say, like, Takes 3 to Tango are just playing real clean.
For sure, yeah.
The rotations, and like, look at the wards that they have, like, so deep into the jungle, just managing to spot whoever's like coming out to control this area. They've kind of like, if you take a look at every hero on the side of IO, they've been forced and relegated into this weird, like, tiny area. They can't really go anywhere, which is usually strange because this happens when the tower is down. But the threat from their team is just so high, like... Yeah.
I think it's also good recognition of noticing who can be alone on the map and who has to be with somebody on the map.
They go on to Gonzo here. Gonzo's gonna fall immediately, and the Zeus ulti manages to clean it up, but it's a pause for kill. Like, it's something, but you committed 4 heroes and a Zeus ulti. And I don't even know if you can... I mean, I guess you can get this tower, but it's gonna fall anyway, and the whole time, this guy is just farming. Actually, going for Dagon, I like this spice from Dog over here. Definitely a show of confidence.
For sure, yeah, and I mean, this will be able to burst the Jug down, hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be able to burst, like, pretty much their entire team besides the Sand King down.
Yeah, and a Haste Rune spawning. Lil Boxy saving it for his carry. This is, of course, being seen by a ward, so they'll be aware about this. But the top tower does fall, and DZ Bug once again TPing to defend the tower, as he does time and time again. They pinged him though. They want to go on him. Is there vision? Okay, the stun forward. Are they gonna go? No. Okay, a bit too dicey, but the charge coming through.
They have the ult from Sand King coming in.
Oh, wait, he has. Huh? That was a bit unfortunate, I guess. I guess he just didn't expect the rest of the team to be there, but doesn't phase shift and doesn't use. Maybe a bit of a misstep, getting a bit over eager, because they knew that the whole of the Radiant team was there, so maybe getting a bit over eager, thinking they can kill DZ Bug because he's been such an easy kill for them in the past like 60 minutes. But Gonzo, he's about to set up, and in comes the Stampede, and in comes this Rolling Thunder, making magic happen.
As well.
Oh, and the Tiny on the back line, killing Zeus and Neutral Creep Hotel. Shang-Ti is channeling his death ward, but it's death for him instead. Beautiful team fight, especially from 2. That was perfect coordination from them, and this is what we like to see in game 1 as well, from Takes 3 to Tango. Just such a perfect team fight coordination and execution, all of them knowing exactly who they need to go on. Interesting to note that 2 has played a bit of a more jumping style of carry between the Spectre and the Tiny, just has ability to jump this back line, and we see him punishing them heavily. Even goes on PK, maybe revealing their vision there, but it doesn't matter because it scares this Jug away from his own triangle. Dog coming in, but it's not nearly fast enough. They're going on Neutral Creep Hotel. Can they make anything happen? No, they can't. This Spirit Breaker is so poor, doesn't even have his vessel. It's 18 minutes. Let's take a look at the net worth real quick. And a go into, I can't even take a look. Oh, okay. Maybe, but he's quite deep and he's maledicted. The swap out and the damage reduction. Lil Boxy, is he gonna die for it? He has to TP out. I don't think he's gonna make it. The maledict actually takes him out. That's huge. That's exactly what they needed. That is a bit too far forward from 2 on that Tiny. Maybe not really respecting the amount of stuns that could come out this time. And DZ Bug trying to get the second stun, but this time dodged by the phase shift as we thought would happen. And the Rolling Thunder in doesn't have any detection though, but no mana for the use, gets Omni Slash down, and the healing ward actually gets him, and the death ward coming out, but doesn't barely tickles.
Doing a lot.
Yeah, and the use, he has his Stampede in a bit. He can actually get out of this. Does he feel the need to? No, he does not.
I think he might be dead.
He could turn it actually.
He's
okay, but here comes the Spirit Breaker. Okay, and the charge cancelled. That was a really nice fight, all things considered. They killed the Tiny, they killed the Tango. They get out scot-free, and the whole time this Zeus, even though he's had a bit of a rough early game, now 3-2-2 on the scoreboard, managing to farm his way back up. Almost to that air, it's just one component away. This is going to be huge for IO. They can actually turn this around.
Yeah, I mean, once this Tiny gets this this Silver Edge, he's going to be able to, like, it's the same with the Puck, like, he's going to be able to burst a lot of IO Air's team. So I think getting this ultimate orb on this Juggernaut's gonna help you out a lot.
Yeah, I gotta say though, like, I think for the side of Take 3 to Tango, they might be feeling a bit over eager, like wanting to continue putting the pressure on, but they need to wait for their timings. They need to wait for this Dagon from Puck. Okay,
Yeah.
and start coming through. Is there any follow-up? Okay. The Yules, but he's gonna land right back into the Sandstorm and the Zeus ability, and he doesn't manage to get off in time. The bench is not there to save him, and Gonzo, is he gonna be the next one getting gone on? Yules him, Rolling Thunder, here comes Error as well with the Storm. Oh, the out from Sand King. Actually, yeah, he doesn't bother going in. It's at their tier 1, right? Like, there's no point. You already killed the Puck. You don't need to press the issue. Very nice control. Oh, but he sees him. Oh, maybe he wished. And he dies anyway. That bug just got splattered by the rock. And yeah, I don't think... One thing we've seen from both the games of cast so far is outstanding tiny performances. And oh, they actually see? And he dies alone? Oh, that's huge. They must have thought there's a ward or something, but there really isn't. It might just be the daytime vision or something like that. I don't know how they spotted him out, but that's that's a huge kill.
Yeah, and you see the burst there, like,
Yeah.
from this tiny. It's an insane burst.
Yeah.
And Zeus is a perfect target in all of these fights.
Yeah, and crucially, as much as they do have counter initiate, one thing lacking on the side of IO Error, don't be mistaken by this IO portrait, they do not actually have any save whatsoever. If that Zeus gets jumped, he just goes down. The closest thing you have to a save is maybe this Witch Doctor coming out with his Glimmer Cape, but with the recent nerf to the range, it doesn't feel nearly as good. You're gonna have to be close to your Zeus, and if the fight's going well, you shouldn't be close to your Zeus.
And Juggernaut is going for the Aghanim Shard, so he's going all in on Maledict right now. Which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. No, I mean, yeah, he's going all in Blade Fury. I think the Maledict is the piece of that, though. I don't think he goes the Egg.
A stun on the Lil Bot C. Might fall here, turns around with the stun, there's 1 kill. 2, he's a bit of trouble here, caught on the raw side of the cliff. Manages to press Shadow Blade, but there's vision all around him. You're playing against Zeus, my friend. That doesn't work, and they managed to clean up 2 a second time in a row. This is huge. Like, if he can slow this tiny down, the junk can actually scale up and become an actual threat. And you know, he's gotten himself involved in very nice kills, not even having to use the Omni Slash. And you know, it's getting a bit dicey. They might have a 6k lead still for Tix 3, but it's not looking nearly as dominant as it was before.
Yeah, this I don't know. I think. Who do you think has the advantage right now? Do you still think Dire has the advantage here?
Yes, for sure. But their window is drastically closing. Like, this junk is meta. Once he gets he gets the shard, right? One thing about shard is it keeps you weak because 1,400 gold spun into like your skill. Like, it just gives you a bit of extra damage, right? It's not really the biggest high impact purchase right now. So essentially, as far as we can be concerned, this junk's net worth is around 9k. Right, this gives you a lot of room to breathe in terms of bursting him down, especially with this Dagon from the park. But they haven't been able to make the moves that they want, and this is why we see the smoke out right now. But there's a ward covering their movements. In onto Emmy, dies alone again, and she's just caught out over and over.
Yeah.
Okay, and the Yules onto this Sand King as well. 4 staffs from himself, and Neutral Creep was now trying to make some space, and the Omni Slash coming in manages to clean up the bench, but
Omni Slash doing surprisingly a lot.
Oh, that's actually huge. And can he get the stun? Actually gets stunned by Error instead and falls to 2. Oh, they actually clean up the jump. They managed to turn it around onto Gonzo, maybe, with the charge and the Witch Doctor abilities. They turn it around, but 2 is just full HP, doesn't care. Blink dodges the paralyzing cast and crushes that space cow. Man, it's not been a fun game for this Spirit Breaker. He just LOL in all chat. Ooh,
he knows.
It's not looking very pretty for him. The whole time, like, they managed to find success in bursting this tiny down, but when the tiny isn't your main focus, things can get a bit dicey. I don't know what this guy is talking about, but skeet shooting. Not sure if there's a bit of BM there. I know there's a bit of harsh rule on BMing and all chatting and stuff, but I guess no issue for now. Back up to an 8k lead, and this tiny is just about to get out of control. Actually, he's not even gonna go like a BKB or something. He's gonna go straight for a moonshot. That's how far ahead he thinks he is.
My God.
I gotta say though, if he does go for a moonshot, the game is more. If he does go for a moonshot, the game is a bit harder for him than if he just went a BKB because he can just instant kill anybody. Oh, and the blink away, he recognizes it. Oh, the avalanche just clearing the distance. Oh, and the charge coming out though. But his bench is in position
Yeah,
to save him,
makes
swaps him out. A little bot, gonna die for this, but he's more than happy. The Stampede coming out, Vision with the Fey Grenade, but they don't see this Tiny, and is he gonna just blow up this Witch Doctor? Actually, he's in a really bad position right now,
No,
gets the Maledict
yeah.
off. Can he kill? Okay, he manages to clear this Sand King off for his troubles, but doesn't clear... and Tango is actually stuck in the corner there. Not what you want to see, but Error in with a huge stomp onto. And he dies alone in a really bad position right now. Do they have any further catch? They don't really have a blink anymore. They don't have any slows, but this part still has a use. Gotta throw this arc up forward, and Emmy dies alone. Day gone. Just living on a narrow sliver of HP. Turns around with the skills and kill. Oh, doesn't actually get this part before he jaunts away. That is huge. And man, oh man, Arrow just being the front line that his team needs, and especially the Pipe of Insight. We talked about this earlier on as well, but he's just been so suited to these setup heroes that just enable his team to fight. With the Pipe, he just kind of just makes it so that everyone can stay fighting fit just that bit longer, and we saw that's what made the difference in keeping Dog alive.
Yeah, I'm very surprised he doesn't go down there.
Absolutely.
And Jug not there the entire time. He does not
Ops to farm.
possibly recognizing he just needs to farm.
Yeah, I mean, if he goes there, like, yeah, sure, he spins, but like, I think they were thinking, okay, we got the tiny kill, right? They didn't really expect to get gone off further than that, but a very nice setup. Even though a bit of a whiff on the Rolling Thunder getting caught in the cliff, very nice Dream Coil into the Dream Coil didn't really catch much, but the stun setup from Error just, you know, lining him up and knocking him down for Take Street to Tango. All right, we're gonna have to see what the next move is for Tango though. It might be beneficial for them to secure the Roche. Doesn't look like Two really wants to get his BKB, but you know he's it's not like he's immortal. Yeah, sure, he can melt them with 2 hits, but if they get the Maledict on him, and this is why I was saying the Witch Doctor, right? You're playing against so many melee heroes. If you just get your cask off, it's really annoying for them to fight into until they get BKBs.
I'm really curious about the like. Well, I guess I'm not curious. Is the vision game in this game is like pretty nuts from Dire compared to Radiant, who really don't have much. They have this one ward here in the in their jungle. And they're a team that wants to like kind of gank, and there's nowhere to gank. Because you can't see anybody.
Yeah. I honestly think that this Sand King pick hasn't worked out for them the way they intended. I don't know whether it's part of his plan to rush the blink, but it's just felt like he's had a... And this is why we see Sand King kind of fade out of favor, right? Because what does a good laning stage even look like for Sand King? Maybe you go Sand King Mirana, but even then you just max stun, right? And then you build blink. And if those picks don't work for you, or you can't find them, or you just don't have the damage, right? You just fall so far behind. Like this Sand King... just does like it kind of looks like a support right now. 30 minutes in only with the blink and the 4-staff, but we see a smoke up looking to perhaps punish or do what IO Error could not, with Error leading the charge, of course. They sentry here, but they might have seen that with the ward. I'm not too sure whether that appears, but yeah, they're scouting in, and yeah, they know. Look at all of them, they're just huddling up. This feels like a similar story to the previous game where, you know, they just get slowly choked out. Once again, it is Take Street to Tango on this side of the map, just playing perfectly, and this time they have tower push. This Tiny does so much damage to towers. He's gonna melt this in like 3 hits. 4? No, we've seen this before. Doesn't this look familiar?
Yeah, it's very reminiscent.
They get the shrine here again, then they rotate to Roche. Maybe they catch a fleeting pick off on somebody, get Roche, defend their top tower even maybe. We'll see what they want to do, but definitely really impressive Error on his performance throughout this series. Definitely has made... Oh, actually the Zeus ulti comes out for scouting and decide to opt to stay around. Error blinks forward but gets stunned.
He's gonna Omni Slash here.
Okay.
Maybe he doesn't have to?
Oh, not actually. Wait, that's huge. Knocks him out of the...
Oh, he gets it. Oh my god.
Yeah, he gets it, but it doesn't matter because he's gonna fall.
Yeah, he's dead.
Very nice setup from Gonzo, and whoa, that was a bit of a blunder from the side of IO Error, because they had the Nimbus perfectly over both those heroes and they just knocked both of them out of it. Just narrowly missing, and the Dream Core coming in now. Dust, DZ Bug, he has no chance of escaping. Oh, that's gotta sting. That was such a nice setup. You Zeus altered there and you had perfect vision of the entire team. You're like, yo, we can kill this centaur, we can kill this tiny, but just a bit of disconnect when it comes to coordination, knocking them out with the charge of, you know, the crucial damage dealing abilities in the Nimbus, and now it's a free Roche.
Yeah, it's curious. Like if he Omni Slashes earlier in that fight, they get the kill. I bet he thought he just didn't need it. And then when it was too late, he had to commit it.
Yeah, I think like he could have committed that like way earlier, right? Because realistically,
Yeah.
what can they do, right? Like you have your Zeus to cover you for vision. You have like even if he stampedes, your Omni Slash doesn't like suddenly lose track of them just because they run fast. You're right there on them. I think that was a bit not gonna lie, that was a bit greedy for him to spin there. Maybe he's a bit scared of the counter initiate, but if he Omnis, he doesn't have to be scared of anything, and he still has a Manta in his back pocket. Just felt a bit like maybe unclear communication.
And this is gonna destroy the Scotty timing for him too. I think this was kind of one item that he was looking to maybe get and have a chance, have a way back into this game.
Yeah.
And now it's gonna come like another like 2 minutes later.
Yeah, that death really stings. It kind of feels like the previous game where, honestly, on paper, you have this like invulnerability carry. You have this magic resistant carry. You shouldn't be dying in the places that you are, but the few small deaths that PK has had really have impacted the trajectory of this game. We talked about with how the lanes have gone. He's gonna have to be the one to push the tempo and put his team on his back. And you know these crucial deaths are making it very difficult for him to do what he needs to do in these fights. And now the Centaur even has the Agonyms. That's going to be huge in terms of damage reduction. Just flat out cutting out a percentage of the Zeus's damage is going to be very massive for his team. As if the pipe damage reduction wasn't enough, this damage mitigation from the side of Just Error is rather takes 3 to Tango. Is they're not going to be able to cut through these guys. And Basher now from Gonzo, so he's going to be able to stop that Blade Fury in his tracks. Very scary stuff.
This is not a safe map for Radiant at all right now.
Okay, so if IO want to come back from this, they need to catch the Tiny out in the front lines and perhaps maybe like the back line as well. Like they need to coordinate like a goal onto 2 different fronts with the Sand King and the Spirit Breaker, but you know, with the amount of responses that they have, it's not, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah. You got Swap, you have Stampede.
You have Avalanche.
You even have Coil.
Yeah, now you have the Silence, the Yules. Now you even have the Spirit, like the Basher on the Pango to like stop that with ease. And the 4-star on the bench also very big. Now even has the Aether Lens to kind of boost the cast range of that. We'll have to see whether she unlocks this. I think probably a lot on her mind right now. So we're gonna see this siege. Yeah, it's the Aegis siege and the jump in from Just Error once again setting up for his team. The stun on a single. Oh, but that chunks out half their HP. PK spinning in, Error falling very low actually, but Gonzo coming in to cover him. I think Error might fall from this, but the covering Dream Call to catch out DZ Bug ends up falling too. Is falling quite low as well though, and the Nimbus to cover right on top of his head. The Centaur does fall in the end. The Aegis drops from the Tiny. Can he get out of this sticky situation?
Oh, the swap.
Yeah, the swap from Lil Boxy. Maybe that's what he was keeping in mind. They do. Oh, the blink in actually gets bumped by the charge. This is gonna be huge. Maledict.
Punished.
The Heavenly jump forward and they fall. That is huge. I honestly think they didn't need to jump there. They could have just hit the tower and gotten the racks. They didn't need to commit so hard there. But once again, it's the, I'm not gonna lie, it's the Witch Doctor effect piled on top of the instant counter initiation from the Sand King. Just kind of stopping these heroes in their tracks. We saw, you know, this Tiny does so much damage with his Moonshot, but he just couldn't get the second hit off. Because he just gets instantly disabled.
Incredibly smart from PK to hold the Omni Slash for so long there too.
Yeah. Oh, a charge in onto Gonzo. He might be a bit alone there, but he's never alone with the Zeus in his team. Neutral Creep Hotel with the Bulldoze. Just gonna get out scot-free. The Heavenly jump in from Emily dies. Emily dies alone. Yeah, the Silent Strike from the Mindbreaker. And Park actually falls. Oh. Emmy didn't have the best of an early game, but now with the team in front of her making it happen with the damage, just pumping it in, it's more than enough. We talked about how, you know, this refusal to get a BKB maybe coming to bite them in the ass here. 9k gold up ahead at 33 minutes still, but this Jug is hot on his heels and he hasn't died. You know, we talked about the crucial mistakes, but he has the Skadi now. He's gonna be a lot less easy to kill. He's so tanky with what? Almost 2.7k HP now, and that's not even counting like the resistances.
Yeah, this game is swung quite a bit. I still think Dyer can get like pretty easy pickups.
Yeah, for sure.
And they still have quite a bit of saves. I mean, that last fight did kind of come down to a bit of a blunder from the Tiny.
I think if they do end up dropping this one, it's gonna come down to this BKB purchase. Like, yes, you do a lot of damage, but your issue is that you can't hit them right now. Like, they just have so many ways to kite you. Now the Zeus even has the shard where... Is it the shard? Yeah, the static field heavenly jump. Like, he can get out of sticky situations and just kind of slow everyone around him. This Zeus is not as easy to kill, especially when you're trying to breach high ground. This man can stand so far back.
So, are Radiant able to pressure the map in any way at this point? Like,
okay,
you have this Spirit Breaker. Is it?
Absolutely not. Look at this Spirit Breaker. He's so poor. Okay, so the one thing that we did see, right, is that Neutral Creep Hotel, just now he's charging in to punish Gonzo. With the Nimbus on top, he can definitely try and get a kill on the supports or maybe like a Straggler. But like, with the whole team alive, you are not making any play on the map. Just now, that charge was just because of the fact that they managed to kill the Tiny, so they're looking for additional punishers and stragglers, right? But apart from that, this Spirit Breaker is a long ways to go if he wants to be T-Gov level. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah.
We were worried about the lack of damage into the side of Takes 3 to Tango, but now with this Zeus fully online and just kind of postured around her tower, she doesn't really have to worry that much. There's not enough jump. Like, most of these fights have been set up from a beautiful, you know, stun setup from this Centaur, but, you know, with the items that he has, as much as he's mitigating damage, he doesn't actually have a way of getting on top of them because he just gets stunned, right? He doesn't have a BKB or anything. But the stun coming in onto Discord PK, but he's just so tanky, manages to get the spin off and the charge through onto 3. There's a coil and the Centaur ulti, but the Maledict blows them up. The Pango and the Centaur to fall. They manage to get the charge and the Spirit Breaker ulti onto the puck, but the Aeon Disc procs, Lil Box C to fall, and I thought the charge redirected, but DZ Bug not ready to let it go just yet. Hot on the tail, but it's not gonna catch this puck. The Aeon Disc coming in clutch for them managing to get her out of that sticky situation. Neutral Creep Hotel is not over yet. Okay, but yeah, once again, doesn't have the Nimbus up, doesn't have mana for it as well, and yeah, if not, that could be one very, very dead puck.
And again, no Omni Slash committed. It's really just, it's the Aghanim Shard Blade Fury is doing a lot.
We talked about at the start of the game, the Spirit Breaker is the surprise pick here, can tally out with the Sand King, right? We saw that work like beautifully. We were just wondering in the first game, like this Sand King stuns, what's the follow-up? Now we have all the question, answers to our question. We have the Zeus, we have the Maledict coming out, landed it on 3 heroes. And then the paralyzing cast keeping them locked down there, and the Spirit Breaker charged through all 3 heroes as well. That's not something a BKB can help. Even if he did get it, he actually just goes back for it eventually. Like, he has it right now, but I don't know if it's a bit too little, too late. Their lead 6k at this point at 40 minutes is kind of negligible, not gonna lie.
Yeah, and Maledict is kind of showing itself to be this ability that can kind of compensate for your lack of damage, or like maybe your net worth disadvantage on some of your cores.
For sure. You don't really peg Witch Doctor as a comeback hero, but when you have such insane setup, like the instant stun of the Barrel Strike, and we even see a Hex coming out from this Sand King, it's all about the instant disable and the counter initiate. He runs into 2, and he gets initiated on instead, falls in almost immediately. Gonzo in onto Neutral Creep Hotel 2. This could be huge because Roche could be up in 50 seconds, and if they secure that along with the BKB, this could be the timing that they missed earlier on. You know, there's a buyback on the side of Sand King, but this Spirit Breaker doesn't have it, as we mentioned. Poor little cow. That's exactly what you want to happen, right? Like in that fight, he clips away at that tower, just one hits it. Yeah, but the Spirit Breaker doesn't want to be the one charging because he can't actually ensure that his charge goes off. But if you have the Sand King Barrel Strike to set it up, you can actually charge through, and that's like a team-wide Ravage.
Yeah, yeah. A bit more setup, but you can definitely have a lot of disable there. The one thing, there's got to be a lot of pressure on Radiant right now because if you lose a fight, this Tiny is just going to run through your base.
Okay, but
I mean, you're gonna see it here. He's gonna get a couple hits off.
Yeah, but the 45 comes out. Oh, and the instant blink onto Shanty, but no detection. The bench a bit too far away to dust there. But I mean, we mentioned that this Tiny can like break through your base. The Zeus is still here though. Look at that damage onto that Tiny. 2 spells, 1k HP. You need, dude. It's basic. It's I'm not flaming the team here. Like, this guy is for sure way better than I am. But you need a BKB to hope to high ground against Zeus. You cannot hope. Like, honestly, if you got BKB earlier, you can even BKB and just hit the tower. With the rate you melt it, you can just take a Rex and bounce. There's no way they can punish you, but this could get a bit dicey. The smoke up, or the blink in, DZ bug with the barrel strike, and the stampede, reducing the damage. Gonzo in, stunning up both supports. Or rather, the Sand King, he's gone. Neutral Creep Hotel doesn't get it off, but the Omni Slash not doing nearly enough. Oh, the puck. Can he get out of this alive? Emmy dies alone, still very much alive here. Error is hot on his tail though, he manages to blink out. Buybacks from both the Spirit Breaker and the Sand King. That was a huge fight, they managed to pick off the Jug. He's just Omni Slashing, but he's in there alone. He doesn't really have the follow-up from the rest of his team. The Sand King is already dead, and the Spirit Breaker as well. Couldn't just get his spells off with all the stuns and no coverage from the Battle Strike. That just worked out so nicely for them.
It just kind of felt like they didn't know who to target there.
Yeah, like as soon as the smoke broke onto PK, he kind of felt the pressure, right? He's like, oh, they must be in the Roche Pit, and makes the call. DZ Bug Barrel Strikes in, but only gets the Tiny, and then the rest of the team just kind of goes on the Sand King, who's left kind of alone. He doesn't have any, defensive items apart from his mobility, which he used to get into the pit and out, and then from there, it's just a sitting duck. Doesn't have anything like a Yules or like a BKB or like anything of that sort, and he just falls and has to buy back, but like it amounts to nothing because they do get the Aegis at the end. And who is it that they give the shard to? Is it Puck? Yeah, they give the shard to Puck, I believe. Yeah, so just makes Waning Rift so much more annoying to deal with.
What do you think about this Tiny deciding to keep the Moon Shard and pocket the other items in favor of Aegis?
A bit of a Monka Giga, but I'm not gonna. I think he wants to deal as much
damage.
This
is a Chad play.
No, it's literally like kill tower build.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The swap. Oh, that works. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That was insane.
Yeah. Okay.
And they're just zoning so he can hit towers.
Yeah. Oh, but wait. This is the Witch Doctor
That
effect. Balancing on 2 and the stun, but the BKB comes out. Finally, we're seeing Gonzo does fall. But the core snap with the swap. PK didn't expect that. Bok Choy falls for it, but it forces the buyback out from the Jug, and that's not what you want. The Aegis does fall on Tiny, but he manages to blink away. Can they do anything with this buyback here? They get the stun in onto Dog. The follow up, Puck fishes away ball, but the bash from the spin, that's huge.
Omni Session 2?
Omni Session 2, absolutely. Yeah. Can they do anything? Centaur with the blink. Do they see 2? They do not. Is he gonna turn? Is he crazy?
I don't think he's that crazy.
No, he's not. But that is a huge fight. I mean, from the side of Takes 3 to Tango, they lose most of their team because of it. But still very sick play with the puck. This is not something that we talked about with the last big puck, right? We didn't manage to consider it, but the toss breaking the coil and the swap breaking the coil as well.
Yeah.
Discord PK didn't see that one coming, He doesn't really have ways to deal with that, and as we mentioned, not a lot of save on the side of IO error, and they fall. Like PK has to buy back for that, and that really puts a dent into his net worth. The Tiny now 12k ahead right now. That's kind of crazy. Let's take a look at the buyback status. That could really open up a win condition for the fight. But this Tiny,
this would be a huge kill. But this would be game.
No. But the turnaround, they were ready. He's forced to BKB.
Yeah.
Turns around, hits away. Can PK get out? The stun from Neutral Creep Hotel and error going in. And PK, that's the dieback. That is... Oh my gosh, it looks like it's the beginning of the end here. I don't know whether they can hold it without their Jug. He's been such an integral part of their damage. And they can't find this Sand King, but he gets out.
that all comes down to them not being able to kill that tiny earlier. If they're able to kill that tiny, it opens up the map so much more, and they can go where they were without it
Ooh.
being risky at all.
Yeah, that for sure. Like an error like on a warpath for sure. Like he hasn't really had that flashy of a past like 20 to 30 minutes, but he makes up for it with that one play, just charging forward and making sure he gets that kill on that jump, securing the dieback, and now they're gonna get at least 2 racks. Or maybe even end here. They
think
know
they
there's
can
no
go for
buyback.
more.
But the Maledict again
There's a lot
onto 2
of
heroes.
damage.
Oh, he doesn't have BKB though. He's gonna fall to this. He falls!
Oh my goodness.
Oh! And the Maledict goes through his BKB right now. That is huge. And Gonzo, he's
What
not gonna
am I
get out of this
blocking?
alive. Oh, huge hold from the side of IO Error. Dude, I'm telling you, there's no good Witch Doctor game. This is a good Witch Doctor game. you run in with 2 melee carries or calls like that. That's how do you let that happen?
It seems like every time we have an assumption about the game, a previous assumption that we had comes back to haunt us.
Yeah. Look at us assuming things that end up being right after wrong assumptions. That's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, but Shang-Chi really putting up a clinic with this Witch Doctor. He's taking it like, you know, he's really
It shows
doing
that
the, yeah.
when he's able to maledict the right target, it pays off in spades.
And you see as well the 15% Maledict death burst damage that he chose to pick up for his talents, and the Maledict AoE. It's all about this Maledict. He's even going for the Hex. I think they are realizing that they need this instant disable on the Tiny, because if they can't burst him in time, he gets his Satanic and BKB off, it's over, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm just liking this. No, I sorry. I'm distracted by I don't know what item build I have for Witch Doctor right now, but the tooltip for Voodoo Switcheroo says the ability guide says fake out your enemies with this sweet ass Death Ward transformation.
Yeah, I mean, one of the understated things about Voodoo Switcheroo is that it makes you literally invulnerable, which is really useful against someone like a Tiny, right? Oh, okay. Let's actually go in. He's coming in, but he's a bit far away. One thing I do want to say, okay, he gets. Does he know that he got the knock? No, he doesn't.
I don't think he did.
I don't think they see him. He has the gem. This could be a huge kill, but they don't actually find him. Wait, but he's walking straight into this
He's
centaur.
so deep.
He's walking into this centaur. Oh, wait, he sees him. The stun? Do they have any follow-up? Oh, this is the gem though. This is huge if he dies here. The Voodoo Switcheroo is only gonna save him for a little bit. And this is the revenge that they've been waiting for. You maledict us. Come on, man. Get out of here. They ping the
is
gem,
spaced.
but do they see it? It's Error who picks it up. Oh, that's huge. And the BKB coming out is what you need to end the game against this Maledict and pesky paralyzing cast, right? PTSD. I don't know what they're talking about, but yeah, obviously triggered something there. And two, you know, now with this BKB, he's in perfect shape to end the game. There's no buyback for the side for Zeus and this Jug. You know that you can just barrel down mid. I was gonna say one thing I didn't really like from this Tango is the lack of a blink. I understand you have a lot of initiation, but we've seen him not be able to get the important rolls off. Oh, okay, and the buyback from Witch Doctor, the instant BKB,
Get out.
the instant BKB. That might have been a
think what
bit
they need-
preemptive, but yeah.
I think what they wanted to do there is if you get a pick there and you're able to stagger their respawns a little bit.
Yeah, you can start taking like objectives,
Yeah.
and Roche is almost up as well. That's the third Roche. It's gonna be huge. You have the Again Setter. Most of your heroes already have the Axe, but the Jug could really use one, and you know the Sand King would, the Sand King or the even the Spirit Breaker could use a really nice sweet Axe upgrade. Like who doesn't want that, right? Oh, one thing to mention is that Lil Box C does have her Axe upgrade, so this could be really huge because even if she dies to collateral damage, which is what usually happens if you're plus 5, you can still get your spells out, which is significant because your Tiny is the main thing that like is the line between whether you can push these towers or not, right? If you can save. Oh, the blink forward, he stuns Gonzo, but immediately gets stunned back. They don't have any vision. Oh wait, Gonzo has the gem, but okay, and the Omni Slash onto 2.
On the it's. Without the
Oh.
maledict, I'm not so sure.
Wait, no, this is huge though.
There we go. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, and they get 2. That is huge. So we saw that instant go onto Gonzo, maybe a bit of hesitance from the side of Take Street to Tango, but they just didn't want to go on that Sand King with the Lotus Sword, right?
Yeah.
No, sorry. I don't think the Sand King had Lotus Orb, but even though the Spirit Breaker, charged this guy the Lotus Orb, they still managed to take down the Pango, and on the backside, they recognize that this Tiny is on the hunt, and the Jug just clips him. Once again, out of position, didn't pop the BKB during that fight. Look at how much like gold he's like just floating in his stash. This is not a good look. You gotta be frustrated as hell as this Tiny right now. Like you're so strong, and then now you're just kind of like being melted so easily.
Yeah.
But it's really because of his build, right? He went like full DPS and damage. I'm not sure whether he needed that, but I guess now they're having trouble bursting this Jug down, which is becoming a bigger and bigger issue. As much as you do have the net worth lead, 17k, it doesn't really matter if you get caught out like that. This Zeus is just at a point where he's just melting you with his percentage HP damage from the static field.
Tower is being attacked.
Yeah, he even
Maybe
gets
if
the
you can-
talent plus 1.2 static field damage. That's really significant. And now it's PK's turn to push tower. It's not as fast, but the Tiny's still dead for 19. They do decide to back off here though. It's a little dicey. Split push from Dog.
Rush
And
up in 10.
yeah, not gonna lie, like we saw Dog have a standout game as that Void Spirit setting out kills for his team, but this game it kind of feels like he's been a bit quiet ever since that initial early dominance. Feels like he's been dying a bit where maybe he shouldn't be, or like just being caught out even with his use or like his phase shift up. Haven't really felt this part impact the game in the same way this Zeus now is doing with the immense damage. And this is the bad thing about Centaur, right? We see him building his heart, but at a certain point you're tanky, yeah, but when you're dealing with so much percentage magic and percentage HP reduction, it doesn't really matter. Like, you don't really reflect that. Even if you build a blade mail, it doesn't really do significant damage. I don't know. It's just a weird phase as Centaur. Like, I don't know what you're supposed to do here.
So Because Dire needs to set up a fight before they can get Roche.
Yeah.
They cannot. You don't think they have enough damage to just sneak it?
Not at all, no.
Because this Tiny does big boy damage. But
Yeah, but look
they
at this
don't
nice
really have
wall.
anybody else that
Look
can.
at this nice wall. And they lost the gem. Oh, wait, they
Yeah.
didn't lose the gem on Gonzo. Okay. If they can secure the area around the triangle, they can. They have a nice wall over here that's looking at the entirety, for the most part, of the Radiant team.
Mhm.
I can kind of hear myself a bit. Do you think you could turn on?
Oh,
the
yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
I'll just turn you down, actually.
Thank
My headphones a bit.
Thank you. Very kind of you, sir.
Um.
Okay, yeah, they're looking to set up for Roche, and Gonzo spots it out. It's gonna be the refresher instead of the axe, which could be really huge for this Centaur or this part. Okay, and they're smoking up. They get a catch onto the Sand King again. He doesn't have BKB or any form of saving, but the Spirit Breaker comes through, but it's too late for DZ Bug. He doesn't have any defensive items. BKB, none to speak of. Can't really get his mobility items off, and there's a successful smoke. They can get Roche off this kill right now, and Error's making a beeline straight for it. Sorry for that bit of a suspicious camera movement. I was trying to. Oh, and the buyback coming out. This could be huge. And the scouting Nimbus in. And the second refresher, is he gonna drop a second Nimbus? They're forced to retreat. It's just way too much percentage magic damage. And yeah, they clear out the sentry ward. It's anyone's game at this point. 5v5. Let's take a look at the buyback status. What are we looking at right now? It's gonna be orbs galore just being thrown in to see whether they can scout. The Tiny, okay, making a move. Actually goes onto this Sand King. Gets the kill. Oh my gosh, this cast.
Omni Slash.
Omni Slash. Onto Error. That's not who you want to kill. He's trying to spin onto
There's
this.
no Maledict.
Yeah, but they get it onto the bench, who is not who you want right now. They get the stun. Oh, it's a buyback, but I don't know at this point. It seems like the fight is lost. Voodoo Switcheroo is gonna keep him alive, but not for long. Is he gonna live here? Blinks forward and yeah, smacks him down. That is huge. And just a bit of like mistargeting, right? Because DZ Bug having to buy back there and just gets caught out on the sidelines by 2 again. And the stun again from Error, setting out neutral creep hotel. Is gonna fall, has the buyback. It's Jug, Zeus, and this Spirit Breaker against the world if he chooses to buy back. But 2
And he wants the rampage.
Yeah, 2. It's not
He's
over for him just
taunting.
yet.
His middle tower is taking damage.
No, he's just gonna hit the tower. This is the moonshot build, baby, with the leveler. And the Spirit Breaker has the buyback, but it's 3v5. Even with the 45, I don't know what you can do. And the swap in from Emmy alone, he doesn't have any defensive items. He doesn't have a buyback as well. This could be game. There's no more Zeus. And the buyback from the Venge, knowing that this is their chance. Discord PK swaps him back. He's gonna fall. He doesn't have buyback. This is gonna be game over. It looked close for IO Error. They could have turned it around, and it's GG called from IO Error. It's gonna be a 2-0 on the back of amazing team fight coordination from Takes 3, sorry, keep mixing it up, to Tango, but well played. It looked a bit dicey with the builds, but 30k up, they managed to claw it back in the end. What a game, man.
Showing.
What a game. What a game.
You really did see it at that last fight in the mid lane. Like, without getting the Maledict on any of the heroes before he Omni Slashes, it just doesn't look like he does any damage.
Yeah, man. I think it's just... I don't even think it's just a Maledict, right? That whole fight seems so broken. Wait, I need to tell them that was amazing, Dota. Yeah, that whole fight like seems so broken up, right? We kind of saw like, it's what you were saying this entire time. They need the vision to take the fight. They wait. Takes 3 to Tango were very smart. They knew that that refresher had been used. The Nimbus and the Zeus ultis both been popped. They're basically fighting blind without any vision. There's no way for this Spirit Breaker to charge, or no way for this Sand King to set up. And with the Shadow Blade and the lack of you know, as much as they got vision control around the pit, they didn't actually you know, get the chance to jump, and it was Tu who makes the jump onto Sand King instead.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I won't lie. As a scrub Dota player, that game was very hard to track.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I had some moments where I really struggled to. Okay, wait. Okay, I'll do a winner interview in like around 2 minutes. Okay, but I'm going to go to the washroom real quick because I've been holding it. It's been such a hype game. Yeah, but be right back. Give me a moment. Stay with me.
Yeah.
Ooh. Gotta do my webcam. There we go. Okay. Okay, I am back. Sorry for the delay. My friend really needed to you know, do the business, but let's get over to.
We got a full team interview.
Ooh, that's gonna be cute. Okay, let's. Ooh, wow, we got full team. Okay, you ready? Let's hop in.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, my
Hello.
friends. That was some
Hello.
beautiful Dota to
Brilliant.
watch. Thank you for that. That made like staying up worth it. It's like 2 p.m. now. I haven't slept, but man, that shit.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Yeah.
Was it
that-
like actually a fun game?
What do you mean? Actually, that was insane. Like that looked so
Oh.
close. Like,
Wow.
It was.
It was
Wait,
very cool.
wait,
Yeah,
did you
you
not?
should
Did you
have
guys
been
not
okay.
feel it was a fun game? I thought it was phenomenal. Like me and Beats were.
Oh
having the
no,
time of our
absolutely. I
life.
just wasn't sure if like you're just saying that 'cause,
Like
you know
to
you
watch
no,
versus
no.
to play, you know.
Okay, I gotta be real. Like, I'm relatively new to casting and all, right? And for the most part, I usually watch like the competitive scene and stuff. So I'm like dipping my toes into the amateur leagues. Technically, this
Yeah.
is considered an amateur league, right? But
Yeah.
Yeah.
man, the games are insane. Actually, like I
There's so
definitely
many more
didn't.
mistakes.
No, I don't think it's just that. It's just like seeing it all come together. I think that's kind of like a big component as to why you guys managed to pull out both games as well. Like your team fighting coming together is insane. I would love to hear what the comms were like during those team fights. It was just chaos, man.
I think the
Yeah.
comms were like chaos too.
Yeah.
Comms were just go in.
Just
go in, get him.
Yeah, get him, get him.
Go! Go!
Okay, so
And then a lot of get out, get out.
yeah, yo, time to leave.
child. Leave.
Okay,
Please.
so
Please,
for
small
those of
child.
you who might not be, or at least for anyone listening, or just for the viewers, for anyone who's not familiar with Takes 3 to Tango, can you guys do a little team introduction for us?
Wow, Charlene. Go
Oh.
first.
Okay, well, hello. I'm Lil Box C or Baby Bok Choi in the Discord. I'm the 5 player. I support 2, who's our carry player.
Uh-huh.
And then in the mid lane today we had Yames, but their in-game name was Dog.
Nice.
And then in our off lane we got Error as well as Gonzo.
Yeah.
Playing Error is on 3, and then Gonzo is our 4.
Can I ask, you mentioned that Dog is your mid player for today. Do you guys like have a sub, or is he a sub, or
No, well, so
Yeah,
Dog was supposed to be there
roasted.
last time, but Dog slept in a little bit late. So
ah?
we had to get
got
creative,
all this
and then we put Gonzo on mid, and then got subbed in
Right.
for our 4. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Beats, I'll let you ask your questions in a bit, but first I want to say very beautiful Venge set.
Oh, thank
Very-
you. I'm so
very-
proud of my Venge.
It was
set. It's so pretty.
insane. Like and I'm so glad it got featured because I don't think like you might have noticed it otherwise. But yeah, that was a clinic of a game put on from both you guys. It got a bit dicey at the end there, but you managed to take it. I think if I'm not wrong, I checked were you guys against Sink Cats or were you guys against Squid?
Yeah. Our first
Squid Cats
series.
previously.
Right, and that went 1-1, right? So must feel
Yeah.
good to take a 2-0 win here, right?
Yeah. Yeah, why not? Sure.
Yeah, yeah. Who doesn't like winning? Smile.
course I swear.
No, we were
Sorry to crush your dreams, man, but just too good. But yeah, Beats, I'm sure you have many questions for this fine team.
Yeah, I want to ask first about game 1. So we were talking about it on the cast, but there was a moment in that game where you take this fight and the lifestealer kind of just like wrecks the team with this like percentage-based damage.
Yes, we might recall this.
Yeah. And then after that fight, I noticed in pretty much every fight after that, you kind of recognized as a team that like you can't go for this guy right away. Like you have to wait for him to burn off rage. You have to like take out the rest of the team.
That
I was curious if that was
slashed-
just
oh.
accidental or if that was like something that you guys called out.
We saw the Basher pick up right away and passed around the info to the team, and I think everyone was really good about playing around it after that.
Yeah, the Basher was actually what killed us in that fight. We felt like at least the Void Spirit and the Spectre should have gotten out, and once
And
we
then he
got hit
just
by that
bashed you
Basher,
both. Like,
Yeah,
I got
it felt
bashed
real
with,
bad.
Like, mid
Yeah.
W animation, so it was just like
Yeah.
one of those yikes.
you're the
got
void
really-
spirit, right? I saw you just about to dissimulate, and then you're just like,
Yeah,
Hang on.
it was mid animation bash, yikes.
We
Yeah,
had times
bad.
where we were like, okay, this lifestealer is our biggest issue. That's
Uh-huh.
what we were basically going with. So we were like, okay, we need to either get on top of the lifestealer before he rages, or we need to pick up the supports, which is what Spec ended up doing.
Right.
right?
Oh,
can
I wanted to say also in that game, the Yule's pickup first on the Void Spirit was just
beautiful
phenomenal.
chef's kiss.
Oh,
Yeah.
we were
dude,
talking
yeah.
about it.
I play a ton of Dota too.
Yeah.
He's
Thank
a
you.
washed up gamer. Really.
he hasn't played games in like years. He only plays for this league. They
Okay.
bound out all his heroes.
I'm a
I
ringer.
want to ask, up against IO Era, the first game definitely was a bit more in your favor, and you guys kind of had that under control. At a certain point in this game number 2, it looked a little bit dicey, my friends. What was going on with like what were you guys
Oh, I'll
thinking? at
handle
the
that one. So it should have been clean, to be honest. Like I had as the tiny everything I needed to have a really clean pop off that game, and there was multiple times where I jumped in either by myself or like just making really bad calls. And there was a few just small miscommunications, like the cask bouncing between Centaur and Tiny, and then
Yeah.
getting
That was
Zeus ulted,
intentional.
and
No,
Yeah.
that was intentional.
there was
you went for that.
A little bit of
there was
trolling.
a few bad spots, some RNG from bashers and whatnot. But honestly, I felt like that game was supposed to be the cleaner of the two, but it definitely
Yeah.
wasn't.
I want to ask
I take
about,
responsibility.
you mentioned that there were a few mistakes. Is one of those mistakes a moonshot before BKB, or do you just stand by that still? Just curious.
I stand by that decision.
Okay, I
I
respect that.
actually do stand by
I
that
respect
decision.
that. Can I get insight into why?
I'm kind of an anti-BKB gamer, to be totally honest.
Okay.
I think it is a very good, strong item, and that it's definitely something I'm supposed to build most times. But I think especially with Satanic, the amount of damage that Tiny can output as long as he's not completely locked down is pretty high. And since he has the stats resistant talents, the chance of getting completely locked down without heroes like Bane and Shadow Shaman is very low. So even if they get me down to 10%, chances are I'll heal back up within 2 to 3 hits using my Satanic. So for me, Moonshard just gives me the highest possible DPS, highest possible tower damage, and just makes me this crazy threat.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. A lot of questions, but one, I want to know what you guys were thinking. You guys beat the Sand King in game 1, right? And then in game 2, they decide to pick first 2 Spirit Breaker Sand King. When you see that opening, what are you guys thinking? Is that giving away too much?
I mean, the first thing I said was, oh, not a Spirit Breaker.
Yeah.
But we knew they were going to be playing aggressive with it, and that they were going to want to be taking fights very early, because that's kind of what Sand King is for, is that pickoff. And previously in the last game, he was the only one they had for engagement. So having that additional Spirit Breaker meant that we were going to have tankier heroes and better counter engage for when they came to us.
Yeah, it
So
got to
that,
a point.
I think affected our draft.
I think it got
I
to a
also-
point where. Sorry to cut you off, but before you move on to your point, I think it got to a point where literally every single hero on your team can independently stop charge. Like,
Yeah.
with the Basher on
Yep.
Tango
That
as
is
well.
true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, Yames, you were saying.
Oh, but I think that we kind of foresaw a potential global strat when the Spirit Breaker got picked up immediately. Like, we started thinking about banning the Zeus, but I think the point made was that the Zeus picked into the puck was synergistic and also kind of a really good lane for the Zeus, but it doesn't really do well against the rest of our team is kind of what we thought. It was kind of just like a good lane and good synergy with the cow, but not actually that threatening against our team in the long run. So we kind of just actually mindfully avoided that ban.
Okay, that's interesting. Beats, you got anything for him?
I was kind of curious about what you thought, because we talked about it at a couple points in the game. The amount of on paper, this Jug doesn't really have a lot of damage output against your team. But there were a couple moments where he's able to get this crazy maledict off, that kind of amplifies his damage significantly. Was that something you were thinking about when you approach fights?
Honestly, no. At least for myself, I think I way underestimated the Witch Doctor, and I think the Witch Doctor was what got me killed at least 3 or 4 of my deaths. Between the Maledict and the cask stuns and his ulti, it was just a lot of damage that I wasn't really expecting a lot of the time, and it was popping me with those Maledicts, so...
I can't lie to you,
Think about
I'm a Witch Doctor spammer, and every single time you pop from a Maledict, that gave me immense joy. I'm very glad you won the game,
As it
though.
should
Good for you, but also die.
Love that.
Yeah, but do you have any more questions, Beats?
No, just congratulations. That was I was a very convincing 2-0. It may have not been the cleanest in game 2, but it was you guys, I always kind of thought you guys had a significant advantage, at least just damage-wise.
Yeah. I think, I don't know whether this is true or whether it means anything coming from us, but I think one thing that we definitely noticed and mentioned at multiple times throughout the cast is that we really felt we don't know whether it's a comms thing or maybe you guys just practice a lot more, but it always felt like your team fights and initiations were a lot more in sync. I mean, you mentioned your comms are just get him, but there's obviously a lot of work put into having that synergy. It's not something that comes naturally, right? So very, very
I don't think
nice
it'll
to,
hurt to disclose this,
okay.
But as we mentioned, so Yames has not played in quite a while, and Error and Gonzo, we actually met in a pub the day before it was time to pick teams and the closing point for sign up. So we have had very little playtime together, and we all have fairly busy lives. We only get to play maybe 2 or 3 games a week together. So we actually have very little practice. But the reason why we invited Error and Gonzo to come play is because in our one pub game, there was just this weird level of synergy that was popping off, even
that's
though we
some
were
magic.
just randomly met up. And we said,
Nice.
screw it, let's go. Let's ask them if they want to make a team. Who knows? I'll add them the next day, and we'll just
I
see.
think
Like,
that was
all I can
my
say is no.
That was my second game as a stack with you guys. Or,
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, you played like 2 games, I think, with us.
yeah.
Otherwise,
But
yeah.
I think with us not having played with you and Charlene for years, I think like this 5 stack of us, everybody knows their roles really well and can work
For
really
sure.
well with the people that they are supposed to work with. So there's just a lot of natural synergy.
Okay, one last thing before I let you guys go. I know this has been a bit of a long interview, but I gotta commend Error because I did not know Centaur was a hero in 2021, but your stomps are absolutely insane. I'm like, this guy's gonna get his ass like beat in the early game because like Witch Doctor is just gonna start busting him open level 2 Melodic. And you did get your ass busted open, but then somehow you still kept out in farm and you landed these nutty storms to win your team like 6 team fight. So really, really props to you, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Didn't play very clean. Didn't play very well the second game. I think we all kind of recognized game 2 was a bit weird for us, but I think yeah, it was kind of clowny. So I think we just gotta get focused up a bit more, and we're looking forward to hopefully some more success.
Oh man, now you guys got me invested. Now I want to cast in it, and like now I want to make sure I at least watch or cast in next game. This has been really sick.
Keep an eye out.
Yeah, I will.
Dude.
Okay, y'all gotta let me know too. Okay, keep me in the loop and stuff. I wanna.
Will do.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us. Beats, you got any last words for?
Congratulations. I echo that sentiment. I definitely want to keep up with your team throughout this tournament.
Yeah, let's go.
We'll keep you in the loop.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Okay, take care, guys. We're
pleasure.
gonna
Thank you.
bounce. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Hi.
Goodbye.
Thanks for the interview.
Bye.
Peace.
Good luck.
Oh.
Are we going back to?
Yeah, may as well.
All right, bye bye. Okay, so that was a really really cute interview. Feels good, man. With the team. It's so cute. Actually, I didn't know how a full team interview would go, but they are also like well organized and conducted.
Yeah, you can tell they're older players because they have the maturity to let other people speak. It's
Yeah,
not just
right.
like 5 people talking over each other.
And like I think it's so cool that they have like this pub magic. I don't know. That's insane.
Yeah,
Like, that's the best.
that's-
I don't know. That's the best kind of Dota to me. Like that kind of like magic that you get with like things just click and then things work out. That's the beauty of playing Dota. Sometimes it gets a bit
That's
dicey.
the best. Because like it can go the opposite way, like where you are clicking and you're communicating really well at the beginning of the game, and then the game starts to go south,
Yeah.
and all
Yeah,
of a sudden
yeah,
all
yeah.
that goodwill you've built up starts to go out the window, and it gets very stressful.
Yeah, for sure. And then there's pressure, and then you're like, oh, I'm not performing because like a lot of times when you're not doing too well, because you know your role, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like it can kind of weigh on you, but it's nice to see that they kind of just even the turnaround with the life stealer like getting bashed. They're just like, okay, no, we just need to like they take it very calmly. Even the melodic stuff, like that's so annoying to play against, but they just kind of like, yeah, no, don't worry, this is kind of a win. We just need to clean up our mistakes and all that. And it's cool to see a team like so chill but also kind of taking it seriously, you know what I mean? I guess that's what the essence of this league is about.
Yeah, and I hope they can keep it up. I mean, those are very, very exciting games.
I gotta say, I feel a bit bad for IO Era because I feel like they had an idea or they had a plan for this Sand and it didn't come to fruition. I'm interested to still see that because like you can't really judge a team off one series, but takes 3 to Tango, definitely the stronger team in this matchup. For now at least, but 1 week before the next match is a very long time. Both teams have time to continue practicing and getting better, and I hope to see our Arrow back for some more.
For sure.
Okay, I think that's about it. We have been casting for a fat minute now.
Yeah, I am zooted.
Ha.
My analysis has kind of fallen off of a cliff a little bit, I feel.
It's okay. My casting too, and my observing in those last few fights was just wobbling around. I was like, what do I do? But yeah, thank you for joining us, everybody who's still here, and thank you for all my homies who are looking and just watching. It's been a long ass stream. It's time to like get some food. It's like fucking middle of the bloody afternoon. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us. We're gonna be back to cast Benji's game tomorrow.
Hell
Poggy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Own.
We're actual casters or some shit? What? Feels good, man. Okay, yeah, but
Yeah,
anyways,
it's
Benji,
good.
I'm gonna let you go. You're literally dead, right?
I'm dying. Yeah, I have to be up in like 4 hours, dude.
I just called you Benji, by the way, so that's
I noticed.
how...
I wasn't gonna call you on it because I know you're tired.
No, you should have. I mean, we're both tired. Smile.
All right. Have a good night, man.
Yeah, you take care. Good night.
You as well. Good night. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah, catch you tomorrow. Okay, and that's all for us today. Thank you so much for watching, my friends, and thank you for joining us. It's been a fun day casting. We'll be back tomorrow with 1 anchor and 4 lost at sea. Is that the team name? I don't know. I don't even... what is it? 1 anchor, 4 lost at sea. Okay, who are they up against though? I gotta check. I don't know why my OBS just keeps like losing values. It's a bit strange. Who is... Wait, does it not show or what? Am I dumb? Tonight's menu. No limit. No limit. Tomorrow at 9:45. Be there or be square, my homies. Be there or be square. I'm probably gonna set a schedule for it. Smile. Official streamer now. Thank you. But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in and watching. I'm gonna go raid Mr. Lyrical Dota. Yeah, but thank you everyone once again for always joining me. I know like half of y'all are just my homies who watch me because y'all supporting and y'all don't even know what the damn hell I'm talking about. But yeah, if y'all have any feedback about my casts or like the production